Hey guys, so this is the thing. Let's say you're in a position where you're comparing to other people. For example, when you're comparing to other people, okay, you're always looking at what they have and what you don't. You're always looking at what they have achieved and what you haven't. Yes, and so you're comparing to them in ways that you would say, oh, they got that, but I don't. Or they got a girlfriend and I don't. Or they got this and I don't. And they got that and I don't. But what you can say instead is you can say they have that, but I can have that too. You understand? I can have that too. I can have what they have. You understand? I can achieve what they achieve. I can achieve everything I set my mind to. I can achieve a better mindset. I can achieve greater growth. I can also be charismatic. I can also be confident. I can also hold a 9 to 5 job. I can also do things with my life. You know, so I can also go and help myself to grow in ways that I've never grown before. You know, so you want to get to a place where you're catching yourself out when you're comparing. You know, so when you say they got that, you say I can have that too. And whatever they have, you can have that too. You understand? So then you can ask yourself a question and say, why don't I have that? But you can say, for example, I do have that in my future. I have that in my life. I have that very soon in my life. You understand? So what exactly do you compare about in your life? You understand? So you have to realize that when you start comparing, the only person you should be comparing to is yourself. You understand? Are you better than yesterday? Are you a better version than you were yesterday? Can you become much better? Can you grow yourself into the person that you are meant to be? Because you have to understand, other people are not going to see your path. They're not going to know your life. They're not going to know who you are. But you have to make yourself known. You have to start making your dreams come true. You understand? Every single day, focusing on a greater life, focusing on your direction, focusing on your path, making sure you're growing, making sure you're delivering content, making sure you're making content, making sure that you're becoming your best version. You understand? So start working on yourself today. Start creating the life you deserve. And then, for example, you may say, oh, but they got a woman. They got that kind of woman. But you can say, I can have that too. I can have that too. I can do what they do. I can do whatever they're doing. I can do that too. I mean, do you understand? So whatever someone else has achieved, you can achieve that too. I mean, do you understand? So you have to understand that you have to grow with yourself. You have to have a growth mindset in life. And you have to stay sober. You understand? You have to stay sober because in the midst of life, you have to be solving problems. You have to be solving a lot of problems. You have to be detailing life as it is. And you have to be growing and outgrowing yourself. But you have to have disciplines and you have to have self-control. You understand? You have to be a successful person. You understand? And in the midst of everything, you have to do what's right. You understand? You have to do the right things in life. You have to treat yourself the right way. You have to treat yourself in the best way. You understand? In the best way you treat yourself is how you treat other people. You treat them in the best kind of way. So let's say you see a woman around you or whatever it is, try to talk to them in a way that you are just treating them the best way. You're treating them good. You're trying to get to know them. You're curious. You're being charismatic because you're trying to treat them the best way. You're trying to treat them in the best way. So treat people in the best way. You understand? Whoever you meet, try to treat them in the best way. You understand? Try to have a conversation with them. Try to have something in life to talk about. And try to be your best version. You understand? Because that's what's worth it. It's always about how much can you do. What can you do today? How much can you perceive yourself as a great person? You understand? So start realizing that you have to get yourself to a better stage in your life. Start realizing that you have thoughts, you have a radio show, you have something online about you, you have content online about you on your channel and everything like that, and start saying to yourself, I can achieve everything that has been achieved in this life that I've seen. I can achieve that too. You know what I'm saying? I just have to work toward what I want in my life. You know what I'm saying? I have to work toward everything in my life that feels natural to me. You know what I'm saying? So let conversations and everything be natural. You know, let conversations with people be natural. You know, so you don't have to prove yourself to them. You don't have to give them a lot of money. You don't have to do things for them, but you can help them. You know, so you can help them, and you can just be a person who treats them the best way. You know, so treat people the best way, even when they're treating you like shit. You know, so treat them the best way, even when they're treating you like shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you need to do. You have to understand to grow yourself in the best kind of way. And you have to deliver content. You know what I'm saying? You have to deliver a lot of content and start working toward a better life. You know what I'm saying? Start working toward your life. Start working toward something that you're working for.